Alright, welcome back guys to my Let's Play of Lamplight City where we left off. I'm pretty confident this is the final case. I got pretty excited in the previous one, but it's because it's the Justice Killer, aka the Flower Shop Murderer, little gasp. So yeah, we talked to the chief. We're gonna do the whole, do what we do best. Solve the murder that the police could not. Alright, so we got Parliament, we got Checkout, and we got the courthouse. Disclaimer, my dog's in the house, Hazel. She barks, I can't control her. It's Great Pyrenees. Great Pyrenees do. And I mean, she does get into trouble too. I have a great dog. That's a little bit of sarcasm. You give her an inch, she'll run and do a marathon with it. Anyway, enough of me rambling. Any noises, I'll try my best to edit out, basically. But let's go to the Parliament and then to the courthouse.
Fordham, what brings you to this delightful spectacle?
Hello, Edwards. I'm investigating the Justice Killer. I believe I've got a very promising lead.
I heard an officer mention new orders from Snelling, but I thought he was just pulling my leg. Feel free to have a look around. I'm just writing up the notes from my initial examination of the body, so I'll be happy to share my findings.
Good. I'll just get started then.
Ooh, okay, so where's the flower is what I'm wondering. But we'll look at everything from the left, work our way to the right, and then talk to him.
Nothing but a bunch of boring documents. You'd think he could have at least been considerate enough to keep something scandalous in here.
Ooh.
Looks pretty fresh. I wonder what the killer uses to write with.
His fingers. Ooh, sorry, I had to. Books.
History books and political theory. I might die of boredom. Again.
Calendar.
Nothing has been written in yet for next month. Curious.
Curious indeed.
Odd. The page for this month has been torn out. Do you suppose Edwards might know anything about that?
Ooh, dun dun dun. Sorry, I'm really excited. I'm really excited about this case.
The former Percival McDonough, being a good politician.
Okay. Where's the flower? Window. Exit. Interesting.
No signs of forced entry that I can see. The murderer didn't come in through this window. Leave it to a politician to hang a portrait of himself in his own office.
Okay, I guess we'll talk to Edwards. But no flower. That's interesting.
Got a moment, Edwards?
Of course, what's on your mind?
Alright, I guess from the top.
So, what was found at the crime scene?
A dead body.
Edwards.
Hey, just trying to lighten the mood a bit. Anyway, there was also the word justice written in blood, as you can see on the floor there.
Is that all?
What more do you need? All the pieces are in place. This is the work of the Justice Killer.
Yeah, there it is. I was wondering if that would pop up. Okay, well, as usual, from the top.
What did your examination of the body turn up?
Apparent cause of death was a single gunshot to the head, exactly like all the other victims. The bullet is still lodged in his brain. I'll remove it once I transport the body back to the mortuary.
Anything else?
No personal effects of note, just a folded up piece of paper in his breast pocket. It's blank, so the police weren't interested. I assume you aren't either.
Never assume, Edwards. I'll take it if you don't mind.
Be my guest.
Actually, I'm curious about that because we could do the pencil. I want to say etch-a-sketch, and I know it's not etch-a-sketch, like trace or shade that paper to see if there's any writing on it. Or blue light or whatever light or some fancy smashy shenanigans, but let's continue, shall we?
Did the police manage to learn anything during their investigation?
Not much beyond what I've already told you. I think they were planning on speaking to the victim's wife, though.
Did you get the address?
I did, as a matter of fact. 1820 Kent Place.
Now we get to deal with the grieving widow. Hopefully the officers who delivered the news got the worst of it.
Did you find an Easter lily anywhere?
An Easter lily?
Yes. The Justice Killer leaves one at every crime scene.
Is that right? I never noticed.
Neither did anyone else, apparently.
So how does leaving a lily at the scene of the crime figure into all of this?
I'm still trying to figure that out, but I think it might be important to understanding his motive.
Well, be sure to let me know if you do figure it out. The thought process of killers is a twisted, curious thing.
What's your take on this whole Justice Killer situation?
It's giving me a lot of extra work, let me tell you. We haven't had a serial murderer in a long time. Not since that fellow who was poisoning people about 10 years ago.
Ah, yes. Gascon Ghoul. Now, there was a case.
Any theories or insights regarding the killer's motive or identity?
That's not really my specialty. If you want to get into that psychology stuff, you're better off talking to someone like Snelling.
Does it feel good to be out of the office?
As long as I have the chance to examine a body and learn something in the process, I don't care where I am. Though I do admit a preference to working in my own environment. Fieldwork can be a bit uncertain. There's so much more potential for contamination, especially with those clumsy officers trouncing about groping everything. Present company excluded, of course.
Edwards, did you notice McDonough's desk calendar?
I did. This month has been torn out. I asked the officers investigating the scene, and they had no idea what happened to it.
So it wasn't found in this room?
That's right. My theory is that the killer took it.
Which means there was probably something incriminating written on it. If only there was some way of knowing what it was.
Miles, have you forgotten the oldest trick in the book? Just find a pencil and you'll have that information in no time.
Yay! That's exactly what I was talking about, but I guess we're using it on the calendar. I didn't even think of that. Pencil.
Edwards, do you have a pencil I might borrow?
Of course. Take this one.
Thank you. That's all for now, Edwards.
Good luck with your investigation.
Alright, let's do some sketchy fun time. Color, color, color.
A classic trick. Let's see if it works.
Oh, I get to do it. Oh my god, I get to do it. I get to do it. I get to do it. Thank you, developer. I get to do it. Color, 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 color. Wait, do I have to hold? I have to hold. Color, color, color. Oh, I get to do this. Eee. Sorry. I'm not saying I'm excited. I am excited. I'm losing my little mind. I am so excited about this. Color, color, color. Also, this is a... I'm being dumb. This is a big pencil for a calendar. Color, color, color. Color, color, color. We're going to be here for about 2 hours because we're just going to color every single square. Color, color, color. Oh, must be something at the end of the month. Oh, maybe it's something that says like Taco Tuesday or Dump Monday, which is basically have something that is dumpling like pierogies or dumplings, you know, something like that. Or maybe they're part of the anti-donut group. It's a terrible group. They don't like donuts. Shameful. Donuts are amazing. Sorry, I'm being silly. Oh. Wait, that's it? That's all you had on the calendar. I shaded every single square. I'm even perfecting it. Look at me go. I'm even darkening it. I'm gonna stick this on my fridge because I'll be proud of it. But like, that's it. A politician only has...
Intriguing. We'll need to find out who this Ruby is.
Only has like 2 things on this calendar. That seems weird.
Aha! McDonough met with this person the night of the murder. I'll bet 500 crowns it's a false name, but at least it's something.
Dun dun dun.
It seems the killer didn't want anyone to know about this meeting with McDonough, and possibly not with Ruby either. It seems the killer didn't...
Okay. So let's talk to Edwards.
No time to waste with further conversation right now. You've got a killer to find.
Okay, I guess I don't. Okay, we're going. Okay, bye. Bye. Wait, where's the lily? Where is the lily? That's the question. There is no lily on the scene unless it comes like after the crime scene. Like after everyone's searched and did their thing. The thing, you know? We'll go to the courthouse.
Remind me, Miles, why are we here again? Is this for your own personal satisfaction, or did you expect her to have some useful information?
Shh. Mrs. Linda Walker, you stand accused of kidnapping Charles Harris. What have you to say in your defense?
I had to see if I could speak with my son Alexander again.
Yes. According to your initial statement, you seem to believe that the Harris child is the reincarnation of your own deceased son.
All the evidence was there. I thought it had to be him.
And in regards to the execution of your plan, you secretly administered a soporific drug to your friend and the Harris family nanny, Mrs. Henrietta Davis? Is that correct?
Yes. I felt terrible about doing it, but there was no other way.
According to your journal, you used a mixture of chamomile and valerian, instructed by a Samuel, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Samuel is a friend of mine. He works at the docks, and he knows all about plants. I asked him what the best combination of herbs would be to put someone in a deep sleep.
So it was your idea, and not his?
Yes, that's right. He only told me about the plants. He's quite the expert. Why, you should see his collection of Easter lilies.
Did she just say what I think she said?
Now then, let's turn our attention to the night in question.
Interesting. This Samuel person might be worth looking into. Although we can't waste time searching the docks with just a first name. I'd make a note of it, just in case it becomes relevant later. Alright, I've had enough of this courtroom. Let's get back out there. Time's running out.
Okay, I thought we were gonna talk to someone. I wasn't expecting us to go to the courthouse to watch the trial of what's her name? Sorry, I don't remember her name. Case, what was it? Was it case 2? Yeah, I think it was case 2 or case 3. But like I wasn't expecting that, but like I was not expecting the whole Justice Killer to be tied in with that case. That's a shocker. Holy pickles. Very interesting. Okay. Okay, so I guess we're going here. And then I guess we'll bounce back here and go from there.
What? Who are you?
I'm Miles Fordham, private investigator. Your butler just announced me.
Oh, of course. Forgive me. I was just, well, never mind. Please make yourself comfortable, Mr. Fordham.
Thank you, Mrs. McDonough.
Wait, she's from... I'm getting deja vu here. Is this the same lady that got her haircut done by Adelaide? Am I right? Because the walls look familiar, and it just the deja vu. I could be wrong. I may be wrong. I'm curious, but as usual, I'm gonna look at everything on the left, to the right, and then talk to her. So let's go awkwardly stare at everything.
Just a painting of some boring old aristocrat. I think I'll call this one Lord Edmund Henry Lickspittle the Elder.
Fantastic name.
This one looks like a Lady Camilla Prudence Wigglewaddle the Grey.
Amazing.
They look expensive, but I bet they're totally worthless. I feel sorry for the sucker who has to clean them.
Oh my goodness, I can relate. I think I mentioned before, my parents used to collect antiques, and, you know, one of the chores that we had to do, not like monthly, but every like 3 months, was to dust all the antiques. Was not a fun chore. I'm just flashbacks here. And I think one of the worst parts too is like when the basement flooded, because we had like really bad rain, and our basement started to flood. We had to haul antiques from the basement all the way to the kitchen upstairs. It was not fun. That was not fun. Good news though, I got all my video game stuff upstairs. That was high on my list of getting all my consoles and gaming stuff upstairs before the antiques. Anywho, I'm getting bad flashbacks of like cleaning antiques, and I guess when I used to work at a liquor store, cleaning and dusting the wine bottles to make them all purty. Anywho, let's continue. I'm rambling.
They look expensive.
Portrait.
Lord Alfred Edward Shufflebottom the Wise comes to mind when looking at this one.
I like that name. Okay.
Surely this one was called Lady Felicity Euphemia Beaversnatch the Simple.
Love it. Oh my goodness. Love it.
They look expensive, but I bet they're totally worth it.
Okay, that's it. That's everything. Okay, we'll talk to her now.
I appreciate you seeing me, Mrs. McDonough. I know you must be going through a difficult time right now.
What exactly is it you want from me, Mr. Fordham? I already spoke to the police about my husband's murder.
I just have a few questions of my own.
Oh, very well.
Okay, from the top.
What can you tell me about your husband?
I'll tell you the same thing I told the police, Mr. Fordham. Percival was one of the hardest working members of Parliament. He took his job extremely seriously. The recent election caused him a terrible amount of consternation, as I'm sure it did most people. He took Atwood's loss rather hard.
Did you see much of him?
I beg your pardon?
Surely someone with such an important position in government could find themselves consumed by their work. Did he spend much time at home?
He made it a point to come home and have dinner with me every night, even if he had to return to the office afterwards.
And did that happen often?
At least 3 or 4 times in a week, yes. He'd stay in his office working late into the night. As I said, he was very dedicated to his role.
Sounds to me like she's quite dedicated to hers, too.
Yes. Although it totally went over my head that, yeah, he was part of the whole election stuff. That did not click. Oh my goodness. Anywho, I'm just rambling.
Did your husband have any enemies?
He was a politician, Mr. Fordham. Half the city hated him.
Did he ever receive any kind of threats against his life?
None that I was ever made aware of. I have no idea who could have killed him, let alone who could have gotten into his office to do it. He hadn't told me about any meetings or appointments this week either.
Was it his custom to inform you of his work affairs?
Oh, well, I've always taken an interest in my husband's work. He'd often mention initiatives he was working on or people he was meeting, that sort of thing. Nothing sensitive or confidential, you understand. Just conversation about his day.
Can you think of any reason why your husband would have been murdered?
Not really. He was a vocal opponent of the construction of the Gascogne-Chumley Bridge, but I hardly think that would have been sufficient reason to drive someone to murder.
Why is that?
Well, it's just a bridge, isn't it? There are plenty of other ways to get to Chumley.
I meant, why was he opposed to it?
Oh, because the amount of money required to build it is exorbitant. Public funds should be used on roads and buildings that are falling apart. What's the point of having something shiny and new if everything around it is in disrepair?
How are you feeling, Mrs. McDonough?
My husband of 42 years was shot in his office. How do you think I feel?
Tactful as always, Fordham. How do you do it?
My apologies. Perhaps that wasn't the most appropriate question. Is there anything I can do to help?
You can start by finding the monster who murdered Percival.
Do you know anyone named Shackley?
No, I've never heard that name before. Why?
I saw your husband had a meeting scheduled with him shortly before his murder.
That can't be right. He didn't tell me about that. He always told me about his meetings.
It was written on his office calendar, clear as day.
As I said, I don't know who that person is. Why wouldn't Percival have told me about their meeting?
Why indeed?
Ooh. Alright, Ruby. This one I think will be pretty interesting.
Are you familiar with someone named Ruby?
I can't say I am. Who is it?
Just a name that's come up in my investigation.
Sounds like the name of a trollop. Or perhaps a dog.
Have you heard of the Justice Killer?
That was the name the police mentioned when they told me about Percival's murder. It's absolutely terrifying to think that one sick person could be capable of such evil. Why is he called the Justice Killer? What justice was done by murdering my husband?
I'm afraid I can't answer that right now, Mrs. McDonough, but I intend to find out. Those are all the questions I have for now, Mrs. McDonough.
All right, Mr. Fordham.
Okay, I guess we're done here. And we're kinda in a Pickle, because I don't have any other leads right now, unless I'm supposed to bounce back to the station, talk to the chief, talk to other people, so on and so forth. I wonder if Upton's floating around. Nope. Nope. I think this place is just gonna be a place we can go and stare awkwardly at things. So let's go back to the station. Yep, right to him. Okay, and I guess we're talking to Snelling.
No need to talk to him just now. Thank God.
Okay, never mind. I'm missing something. Okay. I guess we're back to the Parliament. I guess I'll talk to Edwards, and I guess we'll go from there.
No time to waste with further...
Okay, we have a killer.
These appear to...
Okay.
Looks pretty... Nothing but a bunch of boring... The former per...
Okay, well, I am missing something.
Leave it to a... No signs of... History book...
I can't talk to Edwards. Oh, wrong button. Oh my goodness, wrong button. Okay.
Hello again, Mr. Fordham.
Hi, sorry. I'm trying to find a path.
Can we talk some more, Mrs. McDonough?
I suppose so, yes.
Oh, wait. Was that there before? No. Okay, this may be my lead to where I need to go next.
Are you familiar with the art of cryptography, Mrs. McDonough?
What an odd question.
It's just I noticed several books on the subject in your husband's office.
Oh, well, yes. Percival was interested in cryptography and secret messages and the like. He would sometimes leave me coded notes when we first began courting many years ago.
What kind of notes?
Oh, now, Mr. Fordham, those were private. But Percival got a thrill out of knowing I was the only one who could read them. Sometimes he would write them using a special ink that would only appear when the paper was heated. I can't remember the last time he did that, though.
Those are all the questions I have for now, Mrs. McDonough.
All right, Mr. Fordham.
Okay, there we go. We have my lead. We need to go get that paper. Put it under a heat source. Nope, never mind. I gotta go, I guess, Parliament. Find that piece of paper. I don't know if I can talk to Edwards or not. We'll find out.
No time to...
Where is that paper? Do I have the paper? I don't remember if I pocketed the paper. Okay, yeah. I don't think I want this one. Nope. Okay. I already know. We gotta go to the port, but we need more on... Oh! Wait, what? Did I do something wrong? Those just magically popped up. Am I wrong? They just magically poofed into existence. Oh, okay. I'm guessing talking to her unlocked these? Okay, I think. Let me just, oh, that would be to this one. Sorry, that just threw me off. I guess by talking to her about that, it unlocked everything? I didn't click a clue. I didn't. So I'm worried that I by hitting this, it opened up that, but it didn't. Because I didn't click on any clues. Like, I didn't click on anything there. Oh! 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Oh my goodness. Because I'm supposed to look at the police reports. Oh my goodness, I forgot to look at the police reports. Let's look at the police reports for Hannibal Kirkland. His age is 32, cause of death, single gunshot to the head. He's an there we go, an iron worker at the Thornbarn Ironworks. Police found Kirkland in his home after his foreman reported Kirkland's absent from work. Apart from the word justice written in blood, nothing unusual was found at the crime scene, and no witnesses came forward. Investigation to Kirkland's personal life and habits revealed nothing of interest. Reggie Willingham, 47, gunshot wound to the hand, or head, not hand. Cappy for Coulson's cabs. There's the second. Oh my goodness, okay. I was gonna have a panic attack, like, did I do something wrong? Did I hit a clue and it unlocked everything? Oh my goodness. Summary. Police found him in his home after a missing person report was filed by his employer. Crime scene was inspected, but aside from the word justice written on the wall in blood, nothing unusual found. No witnesses came forward. The investigation revealed nothing of interest. Ennis Bowditch, same thing, age 29. He's a construction worker at the bridge. Police found him at home. His employer contacted. Crime scene shows signs of modus operandi of so-called justice killer, but no other leads. No witnesses came forward. Co-worker's former lady friend provide fruitless. Burley cause. Gunshot wound to the head. Lamplighter working for the central lamp. They're all like not. They're connected in regards to like construction. Well, I'm not saying connection that way, but like they're very connected in regards to like no leads, clues. There's not a whole lot of people like concerned about. They're not concerned, but like. Not really knowing the person fully. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. But they must be connected in terms of like what they were all doing. Like shady kind of stuff. Anywho, so he's discovered cause in his home. All of them are in their home too. Gunshot was made by neighbor. A sound of the gunshot was reported by Ethel Williamson. Parsons surveyed the scene. Justice written in blood, but no other leads or clues. Okay, and then these opened up. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's go to the cab depot. Let's look at things, and then we'll talk to people and go from there.
Remember, a black eye is not a badge of honor. Anyone picking a fight will be dismissed immediately. Well, that's hardly any fun, is it? A good old reliable hansom cab. Nothing fancy, just gets you from point A to point B, the way it should be. I thought about a career as a mechanic once. Glad I chose police work. Way less messy.
Okay, I guess we'll talk to this Herman and go from there.
Good evening.
Oh, it's you again. Small world.
Indeed. Mr. Shaw, was it?
That's right. So, what brings you around to the cab depot?
I wanted to ask you some questions if you can spare some time.
Shouldn't be a problem.
Oh, it's him. Oh, it's okay. I was wondering what they were talking about. Oh, he was the painter's roommate. Okay, well, from the top.
Did you know Reggie Willingham?
Reggie? Sure, I knew him. Well, just as rather I didn't.
Oh? Why do you say that?
The man was a bore, a scoundrel, a no-good bounder.
I wish he would tell us how he really felt.
Only reason they kept him on here was because he was a good driver.
So it's fair to say you didn't like him?
Nobody did. When I heard he'd been killed, it wasn't exactly a surprise. If I treated people the way he did, I'd surely have a lot of enemies.
Could you elaborate a bit on Mr. Willingham's behavior?
Oh, he was a proud one. Thought he was God's gift to mankind. Always strutting around, bragging about how many gratuities he'd earned or how many fist fights he'd won against drivers from Phillips. He had the shortest fuse I've ever seen, too. Just looking at him the wrong way could set him off. I'd always laugh to myself when he'd brag about how many women he'd had in a week.
Why is that?
Because it was obvious he had to pay for the pleasure. A man like that isn't going to get a woman otherwise. I may not be a hit with the ladies, but even I know that being a bastard is a surefire way to drive 'em off.
Are you familiar with the so-called justice killer?
I've heard a few rumors here and there about some murders in the chum, but I haven't paid 'em much attention. There's plenty for me to worry about in my own life.
Aren't you concerned for your safety?
Not really. I haven't done anything wrong. So if this loony's going around doing justice, nothing for me to worry about.
He makes a good point. I think we need to get a better idea of what exactly these victims did to incur the wrath of our killer.
What can you tell me about Colson Cabs?
Not a bad place, really. Only problem is the number of people always coming here for work. Lots of folks think driving a cab is an easy job that anyone can do, but that's not the case. You need to know this city like the back of your hand, and it helps to know how to drive. So we get lots of fellas starting here who don't have the slightest clue what they're doing. They don't last long.
What about the automated cabs? Are those a problem for you?
I prefer not to think about those. Colson said he's got no plans to replace his fleet, so it's all that matters to me.
Are you still living in Pumblechook Place?
I am, sir. Things are more or less the same, except Roger's not around anymore. Suppose he must have moved on. Hope he isn't planning on coming back, 'cause his paintings made for great kindling.
Oh, I have a feeling he won't be. I appreciate your time, sir.
Pleasure's all mine.
Okay, so that is it. Let's go to the next place. Oh yeah, it went poof. It poofed out of existence. Okay, the lamp depot.
You there! What are you doing?
I'm Miles Fordham. I'm trying to find out about...
No time for that now! Get in here and shield your eyes!
I beg your pardon?
Just do it!
What's going on exactly?
Shh! Everything ready, Alex? 3, 2, 1, go! Amazing! It works! It works!
What works?
Etheric lamps! Our experiment was a success!
What exactly have we wandered into here, Miles?
Okay, that's really cool. Let's go get everything and then talk to him.
Too bad you didn't get a chance to read that sign before their little experiment.
Touché.
Just a bunch of crap they used to build street lamps with. I wouldn't get too close to that thing. It might end up turning you inside out. So this is where all the lamps in the city come from. I can't believe I never bothered finding out before.
Now he has. Alright, we'll talk to this engineer.
May I ask you a few questions?
Of course! What would you like to know?
I do like his goggles. His hair is, oh my, not like the priest, but oh my, it's kind of like a very Ace Ventura. Just gotta curl that in a little more. Anyway, from the top.
You worked with a man named Burley Cause, is that right?
Yes, I heard he was killed. Such a senseless tragedy. It's a shame he missed out on our demonstration. He was really interested in etheric technology.
Wasn't he concerned about losing his job to these technological advances?
He had no reason to. It's been made clear to all the workers that there will always be a place for us, even if our jobs are made obsolete. Unlike some other places, we take care of our own here at the Lamplight Depot.
How noble. But I'm pretty sure he's full of more hot air than the HMS Lenore.
Is there anything you know about Mr. Cause's personal life that might be relevant?
I know he was married, but I don't believe he had any children. Oh, and he used to talk about his love for fishing.
Could you give me his home address? Perhaps his wife will be willing to speak with me.
Yes, certainly. He lived at 820 Orchard Avenue, apartment 2A.
Thank you for the information. Do you know any details about Mr. Cause's murder?
Unfortunately, I don't. The police were here asking questions, but they didn't give me many details.
Do you know of anyone who might have wanted him dead?
Not at all. Burley was very friendly, always treated everyone around here with respect. You know, it's sad to think that for all our leaps forward, we're still really just a bunch of savages.
Are you familiar with the Justice Killer?
I've read about it in the newspaper. A horrible business. It makes me wish we could install more street lamps to keep this city safer at night. Someday, I hope to realize that dream. Then we'll really deserve to be called Lamplight City.
You think brighter streets will stop serial murderers?
It's well known that crime rates are lower in Lyon and Worcester, and they have many more street lamps per square mile.
I'm sure it has absolutely nothing to do with the amount of wealth in those areas. Has to be all about the lighting.
You mentioned something about etheric lamps?
Yes! Weren't you paying attention to our demonstration? You have just witnessed history!
What I witnessed was a blinding flash of light.
Exactly! That flash was the result of years of painstaking research and experimentation. It means that not only does ethericity exist, but it can be used as a source of illumination. If these experiments continue to be successful, as I suspect they will, we'll have etheric street lamps before the end of the decade. Imagine lamps that burn twice as bright, 4 times as long. Oh, this will change everything.
And if it's like anything else we've seen, it'll put a lot of people out of work, too.
What is it you do here exactly?
Oh, several things. This is the main hub of the city's Department of Illumination. It's really just a grandiose way of saying that this is where all affairs related to street lamps and public lighting are taken care of. But in addition to sending out lamplighters or mechanics to repair damaged lamps, we also do research into new methods of illumination. That's what my personal specialization is. I help develop and test more efficient ways of lighting our streets. I guess you could consider me a modern-day Prometheus. Yes.
More like an everyday pretentious.
Thank you. Your cooperation is much appreciated.
Happy to help.
I wonder if they were doing we got someone that was doing like experiments. Like I wonder if there's actually experiments happening. That this Justice Killer is going out to kill these said people because they were experimenting and whatnot. That's my question. But anywho, let's get out of here and hop to the next area. Oh, it's still there. Okay, we can definitely come back and talk to them. Oh yeah, there's the apartment. So let's go to the construction site. Let's look around.
Huh, they seem to be making pretty decent progress.
Also, it kind of reminds, oh my goodness, words. I'm reminded of the, I forget what it's called. It's the photograph of the construction workers on the, building. I don't remember what it's called. But anywho, now, before we go further, I noticed the time. I'm actually going to wrap up the episode here. So, shameless plug time. Let's go. Thank you guys so much for watching. Greatly appreciated. As usual, like, comment, subscribe. Check out my other Let's Plays as well. I do play a lot of point-and-click adventure games. Some FMV, some not. Sometimes different games that I've seen that I'm kind of like, looks really interesting. I'm currently going through a lot of games from Game Jams and itch.io, so if you want to check those out, definitely check the playlist. Also, I do stream on Twitch once in a while when I have time. It just hasn't happened because life is busy. I am recording these in batches, so by the time you guys get to this episode, maybe I'll have more time to stream. I don't know. Hopefully soon. If not, it may be a while, and I do apologize to my followers on Twitch so much. But yeah, follow me on Twitch. I do speedruns when I can, or play whatever I feel like playing. And yeah, with all said and done, once again, thank you so much for watching. Greatly appreciated. Have a good morning, a good evening, a good night, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.